Easy, learn to speak English like a native. Today we're going to talk about vocabulary and I will discuss different types of vocabulary, especially there are two types of vocabulary. Number one is active vocabulary and number two is passive vocabulary. I know you are quite familiar with uh, terms like active, active voice, passive voice, active income, passive income, active income stream, and passive income stream. But there are also these terms, especially used while you are gathering vocabulary. So as I just wrote in the title bar that active vocabulary versus passive vocabulary. So we're going to talk about these types of vocabulary in more detail. So let's start it. First, we will define these two terms, active and passive. Especially when we use the word active, so the idea behind active is something is activated, and the idea behind passive is something in which energy is not being used. Especially we tie these words with energy. For example, there is something and it is happening by itself without spending energy. So we can say this system or this machine or this phenomena is active. But when you put effort back of something, so we call this is passive. So these are general ideas just I talked about active and passive. So when these words, especially we connect with such words like vocabulary, active vocabulary and passive vocabulary. So what is mean by these active and passive in this term? Well, active vocabulary is the kind of vocabulary constantly, frequently you are using without any hesitation, spontaneously, without thinking. For example, you're having conversation with someone and you are pretty comfortable while you're having conversation with someone. So which vocabulary or which words or sentences or phrases you are using in an easy way, directly, without any hesitation. So that is your active vocabulary. And when we talk about passive vocabulary, so passive vocabulary is the vocabulary you have kind of in the back of your mind, in your subconscious mind. For example, you're reading a book, uh, you're watching a movie, or you're watching any English program, and you're listening to the words, phrases by the person. You understand 100%. But when time has come to speak, for example, you are having conversation with someone, you're talking to the person, but at that time suddenly everything is gone. Your mind is, you know, it's an empty whiteboard. There is nothing, and then you are quite, uncomfortable, and you're thinking, "Oh my God, I have plenty of vocabulary." Especially when I'm reading alone, when I'm sitting, I'm reading a book or I'm watching English program. I know everything, many things. There are different things in my mind. But when I'm facing someone in a real conversation, I forget the words. So this type of vocabulary is called passive vocabulary. I will also talk about the solution. How to activate your passive vocabulary. You have to go through a process. Now, what is the process in which we can activate our passive vocabulary? It is really awesome topic, and a really important topic. So I will talk about this topic in more detail. Okay, number one, for example, you are reading a book, or you are listening to English audio, or you are watching an English program. So whenever you are listening to some words, your first job, for example, you are watching something and you are entertaining yourself. So you must keep notebook handy or a pen handy and write down all of those difficult words which you think are passive for you. And after that, when you do that, take that list and read the vocabulary over and over and over again. And if it is possible for you, you can make sentences by using those difficult words. And for example, you are practicing with your partner. There are out there, I will also talk about some best application to improve your spoken English. And some of application practically I gave to my students and they are getting benefit from them. I will also talk about that. But first of all, let me clear this idea how to activate your passive vocabulary. So first I told you that the first step, for example, you have difficulty to your passive vocabulary whenever you are having conversation to someone. Thank you, sir. I love this topic and help me follow. You're welcome, Veena. You're welcome. Okay, so how to activate your passive vocabulary? First, you jot down all of the difficult words. In your opinion, they were difficult for you. But now the second step is coming. The second step is repeat those words, those difficult words, which in your opinion are difficult for you. So speak to someone, I mean your friend or your partner, and try to use those difficult words. And only one time is not enough, because repetition is the mother of skill. You have to repeat these words over and over and over again. So when you will do that, those difficult words will be activated for you. You know, your previous vocabulary, I'm talking about those words which are already in your subconscious mind, and when you are speaking to someone, you are using those words constantly. In very days, at some point, those difficult words were also horrible for you. You know, when you were speaking to someone, your active vocabulary were those words were also in your kind of back of your mind or in your passive vocabulary. They were part of your passive vocabulary. But how they got activated? There is only one way. You did repetition. You repeated those words over and over and over again. So same thing you're gonna do with other words which you think are especially passive for you. So when you will do repetition, whether you are practicing on English speaking app or you are speaking to someone nearest to you or your beloved one or maybe your friend, so you have to repeat those difficult words many times, so those difficult words will be activated for you. That is the solution. Now I will talk about different English speaking apps, especially one of my favorite app is Hallo app. Hallo app. You can just go to your Play Store and write down HALLO, Hallo, and give a space, then write APP app. So you will see an application. The symbol of application would be kind of hand. So go to your Play Store and download this app. It will help you to improve your spoken English. You can find Insta Match. Click on the Insta Match and you will find out your partner. And by doing that, you will find your partner from all around the world. Maybe from Pakistan, from India, from Bangladesh, from Indonesia, from Australia, from USA, from UK. This app is international, so you can find out partner anywhere in the world. So that's it for today live stream. I hope you guys like this. If you like it, please comment below and let me know your opinion. Thank you so much. Bye bye.